So Chris and I are watching little Gary play around with Waylon. Who you got your money on, Chris?
Waylon.
Waylon? What's wrong with little Gary?
Waylon's got a bigger name.
And Waylon also has 4 legs. Gary only has 3 that work. Watch your eyes, Gary. Watch your eyes, buddy. Oh. Waylon's walking away. Sorry, Chris, I beat you on that one, buddy. Gary took it.
Waylon was trying to be friendly. Just like Chris.
So how are we going to get that cow out of there, Chris? I need that one heifer, the female, out. She's not a heifer. You know what a heifer is?
What is it, a female?
Well, it is a female, but there's something that makes her a heifer and not a cow. I know. I know. So it's complicated. Folks, Lester here, and today we're going to do a little bit of lunging our horses. Hi, Rita. Good morning, sweetie. Hi, baby. It's a beautiful day. A little bit windy, maybe hard to hear in the video, but we're going to call the horses up and we're going to lunge them. I'm going to start and go with the easiest first, which will be Voodoo, then Bucky's, then we'll go with Stormy, and then we're going to end with our sweet and beloved Rita. Oh, I love her, but she's not easy to love, y'all. She's not the easiest girl to love, all right? This is the first time that we're going to be lunging in this round pen. Now, everyone knows that we moved the round pen over from the sanctuary when we moved the horses. And we've gotten the clay spread out, I would say maybe a week or 2 ago. The sand we had brought in later and got it all spread out this morning. I do have a couple of extra panels that I've not included. So I did spread the sand enough to where if we want to put the other panels in, we can. I will need some help to do that though. These things are quite heavy. Also, I can just stand, this is the first time I've actually looked at my work, and I can see that we have a kind of a 90-degree angle over here. So I have to actually adjust the round pen a little bit before I get started. And I'm glad I noticed that before I got the horses inside. Ooh, it's gonna be heavy. I'm gonna have to take it apart and then put it back together again. Give me a couple of minutes, please. All right, I've got the round pen all straightened out. Now I'm going to go ahead and gather up the first of our beautiful horses, which will be Voodoo. I'm going to walk the round pen just to make sure everything's fine in the soil. Now, the sand is still a little bit damp. We have had a little bit of rain, but the sand is going to make it where the water will drain off. And it feels fine. Now, of course, I don't weigh near as much as Voodoo is going to weigh. This is a little bit worrisome over here. I don't want him to trip up on any of this. I think that we're good for the most part. But this is kind of a trial and error. This is a trial and oh, Rita, what are you doing, sweetie? You gonna go first? You gonna volunteer to go first, sweetie? She goes, oh, I've been wanting to run around in this round pen. Baby, you wanna run? You sure you wanna do this, baby? Are you sure you wanna do this? She's like, come on, man, let me go first. Okay, baby, you wanna go first? Let me set my camera up, okay? I'll set up my camera and you can absolutely go first. Look what I got in my pocket here. Look at my pocket. See what I got here? See that? You might wanna think long and hard about this. Okay, you're first, no leash. Here we go. Let me close my gate. She wants to go first. I don't even have I don't have anything to lunge her with. Sweetie, you volunteered to go first. Poor sweetie, you changed your mind? You changed your mind, didn't you? I don't have my lunch. Baby, you can't go first. Come out of there. Sweetie, you want to go first. She wants all the love and attention. Voodoo, come on, bud. Let me get a halter, and then I'll get my carrot stick. Y'all give me a couple of minutes, please. All right, so we've not walked out to Jamie's stables in a while. I know what you're all saying. That's a Longhorn barn. There ain't no stables. Well, they are stables. They become... today these are our stables, y'all. Now, Jamie does have plans, and we've talked about this, she and I, a number of times. But she does have plans to eventually get a real horse barn. No, it's a horse stable. You want to have a stable. She wants to have a real stable for 4 horses. And we can...
With turnouts and with heat and AC.
She wants to do it up right. And so I think that this barn has been really good. It's been such a blessing to us. It's been a great way to load our Longhorns. Can y'all remember that? It feels like so long ago, but this is the barn that we built to not only serve as a place for our Longhorns to go to get out of the elements, but to also load them. And it's worked out very well. All of our Longhorns have gone through here at some point to be loaded. You need help?
No.
And so you just cleaning hooves today?
Let me have this one.
Jamie's cleaning hooves, y'all. She's cleaning hooves. And every time you make a video, something always going to go wrong. She normally would offer her foot with no problem. And today she's like, I don't know. You're making a video? Let me give you a hard time.
Yeah.
But no, this was our barn that we used with our Longhorns for a while. And now it's turned into a horse stable. Yeah, you heard me right. This is Bucky's bad eye. We got to be real careful over here. I don't want to startle him. So I'm going to walk over here, let him know that I'm here. He is in the wrong stall. Normally, we put his bad eye to the wall. So, as you can see, this should be the Bucky stall over here. And with his bad eye to the wall, he's able to use his good eye and see what everyone else is doing, while he can still eat and drink and not be spooked by anything. But sometimes when they choose their own stalls, they will do it backwards. So what we've been doing... She got some thrush?
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's been wet.
Yeah.
So we have had some rain. I will say by and large, now Jamie could disagree, but the pastures here, they're prettier pastures as far as the terrain, as far as the topography. Everything is so beautiful here, but the downfall is we have a lot of clay. You think the clay holds the moisture longer, right? And that's why they have maybe a few more hoof issues. Yeah. So the type of soil that your animals walk around in, especially your hoofed animals, makes a big difference in things like thrush. Now, I don't know if we're actually live because having a bad signal, you never really know when it actually starts.
Yeah.
But Jamie's not wearing any makeup, and she was very bothered that I says, "Come stand here beside me for a live." And she goes, "I'm not wearing any makeup." I says, "Jamie,
it's because I'm
we're
sweaty
working
and gross, and well." So
there's a sweaty and gross Jamie. Guys, I want you to notice what's going on behind me. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my camera around, and I'm going to focus today on the pond project, which is looking good. Today's Sunday. They were here all day yesterday. I'm flipping the camera around. You don't want to see me and Jamie right now. Jamie, right here?
I can't see anything.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So there we go. All right. So my pond is, my pond. I'm videoing that big old pile of brush behind you. Look at all that. These guys, the pond guys, have been out and, oh, look at all that red clay, Jamie. I don't know the exact science behind it. I'm sure Jamie does. But, well, let's peek at our water real fast. So you guys, if y'all are like me, you look at the water, you have to evaluate it every single day. And if we're noticing over here, it's obvious it's not been changed today. But you see things that float around that the horses put into the water when they're drinking. But I'm looking past that. If you look past the water, you're saying, well, it looks pretty clear to me, Lester. And I agree, it does look to be clear. You can see the bottom. But if you notice along the bottom, you have a little bit of green starting to form. That is your warning sign. That's the first signs of, okay, the water's been sitting here for a while. It's starting to have longer, warmer days. Time to empty this out and scrub it with some bleach, clean it all up, and we'll be good to go for another several days. Not only on the bottom, but look along the wall. You can see that same type of stuff is forming along the wall. And so that means it's time to go ahead and change it out pretty soon. All right, and that's fine. We'll go ahead. We're not going to fill it up today because if we fill it up, we got more to empty out. We'll let it go ahead and go for a little bit, and we will take care of this as soon as my video's done. A lot of people, this is going to sound dumb, of all the people who've gone to defend dirty water, I know people like to defend farmers who have dirty water. Like, who would ever defend somebody for dirty water? I was thinking about this.
What was the question? I'm sorry.
Oh, I haven't got to, I'm still thinking about how I'm going to pose it. But people will say, animals can handle it, animals can handle it, animals can handle it. But Jamie, how many kids have you seen eat their boogers? They can handle it, they can handle it, they can handle it. Guys, you might be able to handle it by eating boogers, but you don't want to put that in your mouth. Most of us would never want to put that in our mouth, even though we could handle it. You don't want to have to handle it. Why would you ever have to be forced to put things in your mouth? Anyway, that was probably a horrible analogy.
Yeah.
I think it makes sense, though. It kind of makes sense. Even though our bodies can handle things, does not mean we should force ourselves to have to handle those kind of things.
I guess that's really where I'm at, is like, sure, they could drink out of a pond, and they may.
Yeah.
But I think that you and I have always taken the stance of, at least give them a choice of clean water.
Give them an option of clean water. If they still want to drink from the pond or a puddle or anything else,
They can. And then
Rita is trying to help me. I'm pulling up these T-posts out of the ground, and Rita wants to be a part of the help, the work crew so bad. Anything to make her yard a little bit nicer. Look out, baby. We're pulling up T-posts today. These T-posts were here ever since we had the barn set up for the cows. I would sometimes open the stalls and leave them open, and I would tie them to the T-post. But now that we have the horses in here, and because of this one right over here, they sometimes get to running all around. And we don't want them to run back up on top of the T-post and cut themselves. So we're going to just take them out of there, pull them out of the ground. Boy, sweetie, don't eat that dirt. Don't eat that dirt, sweetie. Don't eat dirt.
Don't let your troubles fester. Come watch Longhorn Lester.
Yeah, something like that.